Good morning, everybody, and welcome to part 3 of the recycled art journal covers. Okay, and they're dry now because it's the next day. And last night, before I went to bed, I went over the insides with just some white paint. And the next step will hold down all this bits here that are kind of looking loose and stuff. Don't worry about that. We'll catch those. It's not a problem. So what I've done is we're going to do paint next, but to choose our paint colors, I'm going to use the colors that are in the napkins. I'm going to use in the next step. After the paint, we'll add paper napkins. So one's going to be these peaches, and that's going to be on one of those. And the napkins, when you get them, they'll either be 2-ply or 3-ply, and what you have to do is you have to remove all of the white that's on the back, and I've already done that because it takes me forever because that pinching motion is just out. So the peaches had 2 white backs on each one, and I save these. You can create your own images by rubber stamping on these and then using the tissue. So I hang on to these, or you can also just crumple these up and use them as a texture layer. So I did that with all the napkins. The smaller napkins each had 2 white layers to them, so they were 3-ply. So then I'll choose colors to go with the peacocks, but then these last ones that I chose only were 2-ply. So there was only one piece of white behind them, and that's on these flamingos. Alright, so now I'll show you how I'm going to choose the colors from the backgrounds. So like this I keep wanting to call this one the peacock, but it's a flamingo. The flamingo one, I would choose a couple greens and a yellow. So let's get a couple greens and a yellow off the cart. I'll just grab this one, and this one. So I'm going to use lemon yellow, and this one's an Americana in citron green, and this is just a Craft Smart mint. So that's those 3 colors for this one. This one, we need some peacocky colors. And I will get this one. Okay. So it looks like this one I'm going to use Americana paints. Indian turquoise, sea breeze, and purple cow. And then on the peach one, I'm going to use orange, of course. I've got orange. I don't like that orange too much. An orange, a yellow orange, and kind of a weird looking green would be good. Let's see, what kind of weird greens do I have? Is that green? It's a green. Alright. Alright, so on the peach one we'll use Spanish olive, which is Craft Smart. These are all Craft Smart paints. A light orange and an orange. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do one of these at a time. I'll pull the other ones away. Alright, and we'll set the napkins aside for this one. And we're just going to spread the paint on. Now you can spread it on any way you want to. I might move y'all over just a little bit. There we go. And I'm not going to do anything to the insides just yet. I'm going to focus on my outside covers. I actually have some of this protective glove stuff that I've never opened. It just makes cleaning my hands up a little easier. And I've moved my trash can. There we go. And this is just called Ghost Glove. I'm going to give it a go and see how it works. if I can get it to come out of the container. Boy, it's really in there good. And I'm only going to use a little bit. Protective hand coating. Shield against dirt, grease, grime, paint, grime, glue, epoxy, gas, and oil. That's kind of cool. Alright, so, ooh, it makes your hands feel weird. Anyway, I got that ghost glove off from Amazon. And I'm just going to put a little paint here and there. Remember, we're going to spread this out. We'll get the paint on all of them, and then we'll add the napkins. And I'm going to have to use some antiquing Mod Podge to apply those because I don't have any regular Mod Podge at the moment. It's on my bucket list to get next. Not bucket list. You know what I mean. Wish list. Yeah. And you're just wanting to add a little bit of color. It doesn't matter if they mix. And if you want to spread it with a wet one, you can, or a makeup brush. I just figured this would be easiest because I got all that texture on there. Got a lot of paint in the middle there. Remember what I told you, it wouldn't matter what your paper looked like. Now you can see why. You're not going to see a lot of it. Alright, so we're going to call that background painted. It doesn't have to be perfect, remember, because we're going to cover it with the napkins next. Let's see if I can get this over here to dry. Grab a wet one. And let's see. Ooh, that stuff's pretty good. I'll clean this up so we don't accidentally get paint on the next one. That works pretty good. Alright, so now we'll grab the little book, covered one. I'll set these paints aside so I don't accidentally add those again. And then we're just gonna, I've grabbed a paint that's not been opened yet. Let's see. This is why it's important to use from your stash, because most of the time you will have stuff in there you haven't even opened yet. I really want to use this purple cow. I think this is perfect color. I don't know what's wrong with my hands, why I can't. This pinch, when you have to pinch, it just doesn't. I don't know what I've done to my hands over the years. Who knows? There's a Carolina wren has made a nest right by the porch, and we think she's trying to get her fledglings to fledge. She spends all day screaming at them, "Get out! Get out!" But they're not listening very well. Oh man, why did I grab all the paint that's not open yet? Oh, I think I got that one. Yay! I found the little spot where it's got the little, what's it called, perforations or whatever. Oh good, this one's already been opened. Alright, and then just spread it around. Try not to mix them totally together. That's easy enough to do when you get crazy with your rubbing them around. Alright, that one's ready to set aside to dry. And I'll wipe my hands off again. Wipe this up real quick. There we go. Cool. Alright, and then we'll do the one for the peaches. They're not peaches, they're pears even. That's alright. And again, we're going to move the colors we just used out of the way. Got a little bit more of that green than I really wanted to, but that's okay. You can tell the quality of the different paints, which ones have the better quality. The Craft Smart's kind of runny compared to the other ones, isn't it? You gotta be careful not to mix this one too much or it'll all go brown. I'm gonna go try to move the yellow oranges and things around before I touch the green anymore.